Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.
Hey, welcome. Rick Show on the radio. October, kicking off the Halloween season. We got some cool stuff. I got Jay Bird here. He does this great Corpse Nation stuff. Shadow Reborn, supposed to be here in the studio any minute now. So let's listen to a little bit of the Shadow Reborn.
Flowers
right, that was Shadow Reborn. Great goth band with a new sound and kind of a new Victorian look. Looking forward to talking to them later on. But right now, my first guest today will be my new friend, Jay Bird. Welcome to the Rick Show on the radio, sir.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's
All
a
right.
pleasure, really.
Yeah, I'm glad you could make it here. When we had a mutual friend of ours introduce us, Megan Rebecca, lovely young lady. You know Rebecca.
I do
Megan.
know Rebecca. I met her at the Florida Hampton table, actually,
Right.
where you have a lot of your guests are from. So
Yeah, that's right. I think every one of my guests are from there, except for the musicians. I found them on the street, actually. That's where you find them mostly.
Megan actually has introduced me to you. She's introduced me to A.O. Perlmutter. She's been very active in not just finding creatives to get together, but in putting together venues where you have a lot of creative people doing either music or art and things of that nature. So she's really been instrumental in helping in that whole area. So
Yeah,
I'm very
she's
thankful
awesome.
to have met her.
Me too. She's got something coming up soon, right?
I know she's assisting with Spookfest, which is coming up on the 18th, and I'll be a part of that in relation to Corpse Nation, these pieces that you see here in front of you,
Right.
Decorating that venue.
Right.
And she's constantly out there and running events for all of South Florida. So
Yeah, she's awesome. We'll have to have her on the show soon. But let's see, Jay, you are the proprietor and owner of Corpse Nation. Now, that is a pretty unique company there where you specialize in. Why don't you tell us what you specialize in?
Corpse Nation is a horror prop business. I actually own it with my brother, and we make realistic, custom-made, handmade rotting skulls, bones, and corpses. So
Ew.
that's the exact reaction that I'm hoping to get. Yeah, they're for Halloween, haunted houses. A matter of fact, I would say the majority of our customers are actually people who just like to have a unique horror collectible. You know, if you like Freddy Krueger stuff or Jason Voorhees stuff, and you want something that nobody else has, every piece that we make is unique unto itself. So
I noticed one thing that attracted to me, you, sir, was the fact that you are a person who pays attention to detail.
I think the devil is in the details. It's really important to, if you're going to do something, you do it 100%, you do it all out, or you don't do it at all. So if you're going to create something, whether it's a song or a poem or a piece of art, you have to put in all those fine little details to make it stand out and to make it worth your while and the customer's, effort in paying for it and looking to see what you have.
Yeah, I agree. I think the difference between an amateur effort and a professional effort is in the details. You can have a really good idea for, say, a film or something, but if you don't really get into the details of it, it's kind of half-assed.
Yeah, well, you have painters that are, painting landscapes or this or that, and the best paintings are the ones that have a lot of detail, and not necessarily, 18,000 brush strokes. You can have a very simplistic painting, but the detail is there. It stands out for some specific reason, the details attract you to that piece.
Now, is that basically the way that you work with anything there? You're a man that looks into the details of everything that you do?
I would say so. Whether I'm a writer and I work in the film industry as a director, and everything that I do has to have, I believe the small things are what make up the big picture. So you have everybody looking around and they see the big picture, they're focused on the big picture, but what they don't realize is that it's all the small things that create that big picture in the first place.
Yes.
And that's where I come from. And I want to have all of those little fine details and in order to create the image that I see in my head, I know I have to get all of these small things right, to build up to that.
Well, I want to ask my producer guys over here if can we come back to our camera here, so maybe I can show some of the stuff we brought. You brought a couple of pieces here, right, Jay?
I have, yes, absolutely.
Awesome. There we go. Now I'm picking up this skull here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Here, take a look here. That looks real.
The best
Now, let me
compliments.
tell you, man, if I saw that on the street, I'd be calling the cops.
I have an interesting story about that, actually. I was working a gig that I was using a lot of my props for, and I hadn't, the full
You forgot
corpse.
something?
Well,
that would be bad.
The full corpse was about 40 pounds. So, it's 5'6". It's not easy to move around. So I had him in the trunk of the car. I had the seats folded down and so on and so forth. And one night, my car was broken into. And they stole some stuff. So I had to call the police, and they're dusting for fingerprints and everything. And they asked to go into the trunk.
Oh, that's great.
And the first thing I'm thinking is, well, nothing was stolen in the trunk, but I don't want to deny him the trunk. So,
Yeah.
so I go, officer, let me give you my business card to explain what I do, because, and, he opened the trunk and he saw it and he thought it was so great. He actually took pictures of it himself to play a joke at the people at his friends at the precinct.
Sure.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But,
That's an interesting car stop there, huh?
yeah, very much so. I had to be very gentle with my words and my approach to that whole situation, but it ended up okay, and it was a lot of fun. So
Good work. And I know there's a few things that I want to get to here, but one thing I'm pretty excited about is the fact that you are going to be a part of our production of Theater of Vampires.
I am so excited about this. You have no idea. I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Theater of Vampires on October 25th at Cinema Paradiso. Transmedia production of it's a play, it's music, it's video, and we got the honor of having Jay and bringing out his corpses and skulls for a display and help us out with that. So I'll tell you what, if you can find a cooler thing to do on October 25th for Halloween, you tell me about it. I don't think there's going to be.
Yeah, I challenge you. We're going to bring the realism to the Theater of Vampires, and when you go and you see the stage and you see the production value is just going to be through the roof.
Yeah.
And anything I can do to help out with that, I got your back. I'm right there with you on this.
That's great. I'm really glad. And we're very happy that, again, Meg and Rebecca introduced us, and
And thank you,
we're
Megan.
doing stuff again together. I like a lot of your ideas. You know what? There was one thing that you were telling me about. You were part of a zombie walk. And by the way, speaking of zombies, you had introduced yourself as the only real actual zombie. You are a real actual zombie. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, that is true. Technically speaking,
Okay,
there's laughter off screen over
I
here.
hear
but-
after, but I think there's some truism here. So let's hear.
No, actually, I sustained an injury earlier this year, and I died twice, actually. Resuscitated twice, that is. The first time was about 45 seconds, and resuscitated. The second time, I was out for about 15 seconds. So,
Yeah, you qualify.
no,
He qualifies
I
as
do
a
qualify.
zombie. Yep.
I have eaten brains as well.
Oh yes, so have I. Yes.
Not fresh human brains, but brains.
So how'd that taste for you?
Honestly, I'd rather have a filet mignon, but
They're
it wasn't bad.
kind of spongy.
It is. It's very chewy. It doesn't have much flavor unless you add spices and things to it. So it's sort of like chewing the fat on a steak, really.
Yeah. So I don't know why zombies just might not have any taste buds. That's why they're going for the brains. What do you
Their
think?
taste buds, I'm sure, are quite dimmed at that point. But then again, fresh human brains may taste a lot better.
So you did this like a zombie walk one time, and I was really intrigued by the fact that you said you went through a process a few months earlier to get your costume together. You want to tell us about that?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm all for realism. When I came in here today and they displayed the props, I was getting, oh my God, is that real? I don't want to touch it. I want to be around it, and that's the best compliment that I can receive. So thank you. So when I do costumes, I'm not the kind of person to go to the party stores and go buy a costume. I'm going to make it myself, and a lot of creative people would do the same sort of a thing. So I went to the thrift store and I bought myself a suit jacket, pants, shirt, and it doesn't cost much. You're looking $15, $20 for the full ensemble. And then I dug a hole in the backyard, a few feet deep, buried the suit. 3 months later, you have a naturally decayed, rotting suit. And you can't get much more realistic than that.
Yeah, naturally decayed. Now that thing didn't feel too good when you put it on, I guess.
No. Well, I did try it on right when I dug it up, so it was wet and very smelly. And
Nice.
I realized pretty quickly that I need to hang this out to dry for a few days and beat it with a stick a couple times. But the ultimate result was really amazing. So that was actually used I was working with a company called the Undercover Unit at the time. And
what's that about? That sounds pretty interesting.
that's sort of like a real life video game experience or a real life horror movie experience. So Unlike a haunted house where you're in for 5 or 6 minutes, you were involved with this for 45 minutes to an hour.
So it's like an active participation thing, right?
Very much so. You're given, body armor and goggles and protection wear. You get to use airsoft guns. You get to, you interact with the cast that's in the game zone.
Right.
If you're about to enter a dangerous area, you have a save point. You can say, I want to save, because if you don't and you get killed, or a member of your group gets killed, you have to go back to the beginning. So, so it was a great experience. And they were doing a zombie scenario at the time. And Sony Pictures reached out and they said, hey, would you like to do the premiere for Brad Pitt's movie?
Zombie Z Nation.
Z Nation, that's what it was. And so of course, yeah, we want to do it.
Hell yeah!
So we went there, and I wore the suit, and the line was a mile long, and I must have had my picture taken 5,000 times that night.
Yeah.
I never got to see any of these pictures; they're out there somewhere. But people had a lot of fun. We dressed up as zombies and scared the audience and the people in line waiting to go see the movie. So
you got some interest from some pretty big people with some of the realistic work that you're doing here, right? I mean, you got anything?
Well,
that you can talk about anyway.
That I can talk about. Yeah, I've got projects in the works, but I can't talk about those quite yet. I'll come back for those.
But it's safe to say that you are definitely generating some interest because of the work that you've done.
Yeah, we have sponsored very large haunted houses. Festival of Souls in their inaugural year, we sponsored them. We were a sponsor of the Undercover Unit. So yeah, we're growing. We've got a prop in a movie that's being shot out in California right now. Actually, it's being released. I think it's going to be in the New York. They're doing a film, not a reception, but a festival out in New York.
Right.
And I know the film's going to be aired there. That film is called Pretty, so they have one of our props in that film. So
that's
exciting stuff.
Great. Well, it looks like we got our band showing up. Yay! All right, Shades, how's it going, man? Welcome, Shadow Reborn. You guys want to pull up some chairs and get set up, and we'll talk to you guys. You already played one of your songs, open up there, and we've got a couple music videos from Shadow Reborn coming up. So make yourself comfortable. I'll introduce you guys to Jay. Jay is our guy that does these special effects here. Pretty realistic corpse-looking stuff, huh? Pretty awesome. Yeah. So we got a really cool show here with a kind of a Halloween theme, I would say. Getting ready for October. So, I did
want to bring something up,
sure.
if you don't mind.
No, I do not.
Mind me interjecting there. But Tommy O'Brien, actor extraordinaire, was on your show a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And he said something that resonated with me. And I'd like to bring that up if I could.
Sure.
He was talking about how the importance of networking in the film industry and even my business. I have to push my product. I have to get out there. I have to meet people because you never know. It doesn't necessarily have to be a horror movie that I'm a part of. It could be something with the Broward Sheriff's Office or or anything really.
Right.
So he was talking about how he was on Burn Notice, and as an extra, you could be sitting around all day and work for 20 minutes, or you could be busy all day. And when you're not working, you're twiddling your thumbs, you're playing cards with people next to you. And he went up to the prop department and said, hey, can I carry something? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I help out? And that's one of the things that helped launch his career by just being aggressive and being forward and getting out there and trying to be as involved as humanly possible. And that's really how I got my start as well. I was an extra on a Fox Family show called The S Club 7 in Miami way back in the day. And, I was just a broke college student, so I was doing whatever I could for money, and I got this gig as an extra. And halfway during the day, it started to rain. So it was lunchtime, wasn't too crazy about the sandwiches, so I saw the crew running around trying to cover up the camera, cover this up, and I just went up to somebody and I said, hey, can I carry something? Can I help out? And that led to meeting the locations manager and so on and so forth, and talking about how I was at the going to school at the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale at the time, and I ended up becoming a production assistant on that whole TV series.
Just by going above and beyond what people expect from you, huh?
Yeah, I
think that's a good way to do things.
It's all about meeting people and just moving forward and not being stagnant. If I just sat there and I had lunch, I never would have worked on that show. And that was that offered invaluable experience to me. So I'm very thankful that I did it, and thankful for that opportunity.
So you're not only involved in creating special effects, you're also a director, filmmaker, writer, conceptualist as well?
That is correct. I mean, I work on anything and everything. I live event production, feature films, you name it. So
you working with anybody? I mean, I think I know who you're working with, but you and I worked on a set just recently with George Montero.
Yes, that's right. George Montero, writer and director of the film Highway to Hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ecstatic to be a part of that production, and every single person on this crew is amazing at what they do. From Deborah Hurd, the makeup artist, all the way down to Jay, who plays the main character. It's just been fantastic from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So I've had experience on that set as a script supervisor and also as AD, and it's awesome. It's really great to work with such amazing talent. David Goldenholz over here is also part of the crew, so it's really good.
Yeah, good stuff. So you did some work with a guy, another local guy that runs this, what is it, Zombie Walk or something? Jim Hammond?
Jim Hammond, yeah, he's operator of the Day of the Dead festivities.
Right, that's going on right now, right?
That is going on now, and it picks up steam as the month goes on. I'll tell you what I did actually recently with Jim. I met up with him, and we had a creative meeting of the minds, if you will. And while I was there, I was painting, or just helping out, volunteering, painting paper mache masks and whatnot, these skull masks. And while I was there, I realized that there were a lot of children there as well, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, 10, 12-year-olds. Oh. And it got me thinking that because the whole Day of the Dead festivities is centered around volunteerism, that if I had children, I'd be contacting Jim Hammond and say, if I want something to do with my kids someday, I'd go down there and I would help him paint masks, paper mache, because when I was there, it was like I was back in 3rd grade art class. It was actually a lot of fun.
That sounds like fun, yeah.
So,
where's that going on? Is it like different locations, or how does that work?
No, that's down here in Fort Lauderdale. So if you're in Miami, if you're in Palm Beach, it's an equal drive. And Jim is a great guy, and all the people down there are really friendly and professional. So yeah, if you're looking just for something different to do, you want to help out, you want to be involved in the arts, go speak to Jim Hammond and help out putting together the Day of the Dead festivities.
Yeah, I think this is this Halloween season, for some reason, this feels special to me. Not just because, well, a big part of it is because of our Theater of Vampires production we're doing, but there's a lot of good stuff going on for gearing up for this Halloween season here.
South Florida is often overlooked for the creative pool of talent that is down here. And every year, I'm completely blown away from musical artists.
Yeah, bands like these guys, you know? I mean, it's usually like a bunch of, flannel-wearing, jeans and flannel-wearing guys up there playing cover songs. But, man, we got Shadow Reborn. These guys
I am 110% behind theatrics.
Yeah,
shows.
Yeah,
So,
we'll talk about that with the guys here because I'm into that, too. Theatrics are a big part of, I think, music and presentation, really.
Oh, yeah. I grew up watching Kiss, and my favorite band is Twisted Sister. So, they epitomize getting up on stage and not caring about, any specific image. It's their music was underrated, to put it mildly. Yeah. And, if every band had a Dee Snider type character that, said, hey, this is what music is.
Yeah.
There's...
My big influence when I was going to school was David Bowie. I mean, now there's a guy that, his whole theatrical presentation is just amazing. Even he doesn't have like sets and all that kind of stuff. It looks like a band, but I mean, the way he presents himself is very theatrical and very unique and carves stuff, on its own. I mean, it's just unique unto himself, his kind of music.
You pay for a show. So it's nice when you get a show.
Right. So. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to listening to some Shadow Reborn. You guys brought some guitars, and maybe you guys can play some music for us in a bit here? Awesome, okay.
Cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and play one of your guys' music videos right now while we switch things around and get ready to talk to Shadow Reborn. But first, Jay, I'd like to say thank you very much for coming on my show.
It is a pleasure, like I said, and... anytime you want me here, I'd be more than happy to come by. It's been an honor.
Good. Anytime you have something new or something like that you want to talk about, you're welcome to come up here. And
thank you so much.
Sure, man. Okay, so let's watch, what's the name of this video? David?
Resistance.
Resistance. Radiance.
Radiance.
Sorry about that. Radiance by Shadow Reborn.
park was a disaster. Oh, you've been there, the Gatorade?
Gatorade. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
By the
Gatorade.
way,
That's Gatorade in
Shenandoah
Spanish.
Park.
Yeah.
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
I ordered a Gatorade once, and he goes, "Chico, you got un Gatorade?" I'm like, what? Look at Franco. What is he talking about? He goes,
Gatorade.
Gatorade, homie. I was like, what?
Little Havana living, baby.
That was awesome.
The Owen Frank Noodle Show. Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. only on SoFloRadio.com.
Strawberry patch and smoothie. Come
Get your hands off me!
Huh?
I said don't touch me!
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bubba, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
SoFlo Fridays, every final Friday of the month on SoFloRadio.com.
I'm on. Yes, it's back to Rick's show on the radio, and here we are with Shadow Reborn. Welcome, guys. How's it going? Hey, I wanted to show you something first before we get in here. Look at, you got to check this out.
Dragon Skull! Dragon Skull! That's scary. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Gotta like that. All right, Shadow Reborn. They brought some wine for us, so let's have a cheer, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, 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 cheers. Dink, dink, dink. I'm glad you guys could show up. Shades, you sent me some nice gentlemanly emails there about your band, and I checked out your music videos, and I was very impressed. I really like the theatrical edge that you guys bring to your presentation, and your music's pretty cool too as well. How would you classify, if you had to classify your band?
If we definitely have to, I would say...
You must.
Romantic with a dark flair.
Okay.
Perhaps a sentimental touch.
Awesome, awesome.
Just chip in there and say that we all just have so many different influences.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're all just spanning from so many different backgrounds that it's a genre that is just very much our own.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to just label it as one thing or the other.
Great. Well, I'm that's what I like. I like to hear new stuff, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you guys up here, because something new is always preferable, and especially when in South Florida, you don't expect I don't know. I don't really expect something this great coming out of South Florida. It's it's New York or L.A., but man, South Florida. You guys are Broward based, right?
Indeed.
All right, so I didn't introduce you guys yet. You are Shades.
Yes.
And your name?
Dimitri Valor.
Dimitri, you play the...
lead guitars.
Your lead guitar.
And I'm Rob, I play bass.
Rob plays bass, and he has black angel wings, by the way. I don't know if you can see those, but he does. Those are pretty cool. Yeah. So tell me about this music video that we just saw, Radiance. It looks pretty elaborate and very well done. Who did the music video for you guys, and who conceived the ideas?
Well, the concept for the video was a collaborative effort between the four of us.
Cool.
We're missing one member, Mr. Leduc Tentacles, the drummer for the band. He was a big part of coming up with the concept for
Really?
this video. Cool. Yeah. The music video itself was shot by Anthony Dones of Dark Room Pictures. He's quite the talented individual.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yes, he's quite. Yeah, we're looking forward to do more with him in the near future.
Yeah. When did you do that? How long ago?
This was shot. I believe it was
maybe like 6 months ago.
Yeah, but
Really?
yeah, about 6 months ago.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, do you have a new release out, or where can we? You have a CD or something like that?
Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, we do. We're about to release our debut EP.
Awesome.
Official album, yeah. Which should be released within the next week or so.
Oh.
Yep. We will be released online through iTunes, Amazon, Rhapsody, Spotify. And we're thinking of doing a physical release featuring a couple of extra little features for those that really want to go and get the physical album.
Sure.
And that will be distributed through several countries depending on a deal that we're working on, which we cannot elaborate any further at the moment.
Okay, well then I want to ask you about that. That's cool. So, this release that you got on here, is it an EP or is it it's a full length?
It's an EP.
It's an EP, yeah.
Okay.
An EP.
All right. And as far as like the songwriting goes, who's the main songwriter, and how does that work? Your process for writing songs?
The writing process, it all commences with an acoustic guitar and myself sitting close to a body of water most of the time, usually a lake. And I'll take whatever transpire within me to these three gentlemen, and they will apply their own little touch to what I wrote. But lately, because the actual lineup has been around for about a year, ever since this lineup came to be, it has become more of a team effort of sorts. So
well, that's good. That's a good evolution for a band.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see the flair of just each member, because we're all completely different individuals. Just on each song, sometimes you can see more of me, sometimes you can see more of Shades. It's fun to listen to because you can actually tell when each of us has been putting a creative input.
Awesome. I look forward to getting to know you guys better and your music. And you got a show coming up that we can go see sometime?
Of course, yes. We have. We're quite busy this month, actually. So we have a show coming up at the soon-to-be demolished Tobacco Road.
Oh,
yes.
man. That was the place.
I know. Yeah, that place was host to our first show. And we want to play there one last time before it crumbles down.
That's great that you get to do that. That's a privilege because that place is legendary.
Indeed, it is.
The CBGBs of South Florida.
Definitely.
Yes.
Right?
When is that show?
Yeah, that show will be transpiring next week, October 17th.
Okay, October 17th. Are you guys playing by yourself, or is it like a lineup?
There's like two other bands playing with us on the cabaret stage upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the date of that again?
17.
The 17th. Yeah, I'm going to try to make that. That sounds like a great
please do.
show.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's get in a song here. What do you think? You guys, you brought some guitars and all that, so
let's go.
You want to set up there? And Shades, what's the name of the song that you guys are going to play?
Well, since you have just played our latest music video, we thought of playing an acoustic version of the same
That's great.
song.
Oh, yeah. I look forward to hearing that. That sounds great.
Thanks, man.
What are you guys' plans on October 31st? Any Halloween plans?
We actually, we're playing a Halloween show at the Haven in Orlando.
Oh, that sounds like a cool place.
Indeed.
All right, so let's listen to a little bit of, what's the name of the song again? This is Radiant's acoustic version, right?
Indeed.
All right, thanks, Shades.
Just slightly down. That's good. Is that good?
Raven is the truth for written there. denial, gasping through the night, we have failed to recognize in the cycle. Waiting is the night for its chance. It's naked dragons. Why can't we succumb to compromise? We are cursed for destruction. Please trembling to fly, something idle, gasping to the night. We have failed to recognize it's in the cycle. It's in the cycle.
Very nice. Yeah. Shout out Reborn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a very it has a very romantic edge to it. You're right about that. I can feel that coming through there.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah. So you guys have a keyboard player or anything like that, or is it mostly I know you don't have a keyboard player, but do you put any orchestration in your pieces?
Of course we do, yeah.
Okay,
That's
cool.
one of the little surprises we have in store for those that get the physical copies. There's a orchestral version of one of the tracks.
Is that right?
Yes. But we usually add arrangements and keyboards, and we have been collaborating with several different musicians that have assisted us with that. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, tell me about your stage presentation. What do you guys bring to the stage? I mean, you're obviously got a great style. Do you bring any props or put on a show or anything like that? Or how's your show go? I haven't seen one. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, yeah, we're definitely providing those that come to our shows a sense of audiovisual experience. It's not just music. It's a complete spectrum of craft that we have developed. And in terms of props or anything of the nature, we're certainly working towards developing our stage presence a bit more, possibly indulging upon the realms of actors on stage.
Great idea.
Yes.
Yeah. We were talking about that with Jay, about bringing that type of thing in there.
I was actually about to quote something I heard Jay saying earlier, and it's that we really do believe that when you go to a show, that's what you're paying for. You know, if you wanted to just listen to music, you could just play a record at home.
True.
But when you see a band, what you want to see, of course, you want to listen to the music, but the visual experience is something that you just need it. It's just something that has to be there.
Yeah, that's why we had a conversation, and I think you guys agree. You know, it's one thing to see the guys playing up there, you know, they got their guitars on and whatever, but, you know, to have some kind of thing where it's a theatrical presentation just really adds a lot to it, you know?
Completely.
Like I think I was talking about one of my big influences when I was a young musician was David Bowie. He's, you know, old school, but you know what? That guy's transcendental, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. He's beyond time.
Yeah, yeah. You look at anything he does and you go, oh, that's the 70s. You know, it's like, no, man, that's pretty cool stuff. So tell me about maybe some musical influences that you guys have. I know you have varied, but how about you, Shades? Why don't you tell me about who influences you musically or any otherwise, authors?
Yeah, I'm definitely influenced by several elements, artistic-wise. Definitely jazz, for those that might not think of that's the case. Yeah, I'm definitely influenced by jazz and the whole romantic era of classical music. Then if we get into the modern times, I could say that I've been influenced by 69 Eyes, a Finnish Gothic band that it's him, also known as His Infernal Majesty. Sisters of Mercy is another band of, that have made an impact on me, and Typo Negative definitely. Let's move forward.
A lot of the artists that I'm influenced by are Finnish melodic death metal bands.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Winter Sun, Children of Bodom, Insomnium, bands like that, and besides that, I mean, a lot of neoclassical Japanese guitarists. So.
Yeah, I saw some of that. What do they call it, baby metal or something?
Well,
is that the same thing?
I mean, I'm not too much of that band, baby metal, but
okay.
They're cool too, though.
Yeah. Kind of strange.
I mean, since you were mentioning theatrics earlier, like one of my personal heaviest influences is Motley Crue.
Sure.
And Alice Cooper, which I'm seeing in a couple of days actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Definitely. And just the 80s in general are just probably my biggest influence.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up, believe it or not, I have a lot of 70s influence. I love the music back in the 70s. That was some good stuff. Yes, I'm old, George. You had to say that. No, I had to bring that up. No, but some good stuff to you back then. I mean, come on, Led Zeppelin.
The Doors.
Yeah, the Doors. At least I didn't say the 60s, Well, that was pretty cool stuff, too.
Yeah.
But, better than the 50s. Yeah. All right, so you guys, how long has your band been together, by the way?
It spans beyond ages.
So forever and ever.
Indeed.
In different lifetimes?
In different lifetimes, perhaps.
Because I believe that totally, man. There's no here and now. I mean, it's just here and now. It's all the same thing.
Indeed.
Over and over again.
Yeah, especially with the visions of ours that we're trying to bring forward. It's not something that just happened now or before. It's just something that's been there within us, and we're trying to bring it forward. If we're going to be specific about, in regards to the actual band, you could say that we have been collaborating for about a year with the actual lineup that stands before you.
Fairly new then, eh? Good.
Indeed, yeah.
So, I mean, it looks like you guys definitely are gelling together really well. You had mentioned that you were basically writing the songs, but nowadays the songwriting process is kind of morphed into a different thing now that you guys are working together for a while, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and we are still evolving too. I mean, of
course.
Now that we have joined the band, we have more input into the songs, but we also do have recently started writing our songs. We would start implementing those into the sets and stuff like that.
Well, that's interesting. I'd like to hear how that sounds all together,
And even though, I mean, in time you could say, our collaboration has spanned only a year, it has been a fairly interesting year, because in that year, we traveled together, and, we go on the road together to different places. We've visited, at least 9 different states over the past year, just to the 4 of us together.
A good tour. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes not even necessarily playing. Like we recorded our first EP in Ohio, and just a trip, the four of us together, we have just had that time to just get to know each other and like just collaborate artistically.
Wow, that's great. You have another video that we'll play here, but I'd like to know, do you have any plans for any other like videos, or you have any? What's your latest cutting edge thing you guys are going to work on?
Well, first we shall focus on distributing our upcoming EP for a bit. We'll support it by going on tour hopefully this fall. Then as of next year we shall start working on our next EP. And then music video shall follow after that shortly. Yeah.
You gonna try to get back together with what's the gentleman's name?
Anthony Dones.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, definitely.
Did he do this second video as well?
Well, that was our second video. The one
okay.
Radiance was.
Radiance.
Our first video was done by a old friend of mine,
Uh-huh.
which he just he was a music video production student at the time, and he pretty much he asked me if he could work on it as a
project.
Yeah, as a project to test himself.
You want to show that one?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, let's watch that.
All right, it's called Somber Melody. That was our first.
All right, so David, can you cue that one up there, and let's watch that video there, Somber Melody. All right, we're back. That was great. That was a good. That was your first video that you
Yes.
did. The guy just did it as a project. It looks like you did a pretty good job.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thought so.
I know you have getting towards the end of the show here, and I know you have another song that you guys brought to me, and it's tell us about this song.
Yeah, it shall be featured in our upcoming EP. It's entitled Breeze of Dawn, and it's a very intimate song of mine that I was fortunate enough to collaborate with them, and it turned out to be quite fulfilling.
Mhm.
And I would like those of you that are listening right now to get a taste of it before it's released.
All right, so we're going to play that song to go out, and also Jay's got a really cool demonstration video we're going to play for you at the end there that shows Jay's stuff from Corpse Nation, right?
Correct, yeah.
All right.
www.corpsenation.com.
I'll say that because nobody heard you over there. www.corpsenation.com. All right, so let's just say goodbye here and play some music on the way out of here, guys. Shades, thank you very much,
Pleasure
sir.
to meet you,
Dimitri and Rob.
A pleasure.
Thanks. And Jay, thank you very much, sir.
Got it.
All right, so let's play that sound file. What's the name of that song again, sir?
Breeze of Dawn.
All right, let's do that.